What's going on, man? Welcome back to the basement. I'm Ron, and do you guys hear that? Just that is the sweet sound of air conditioner in the Stewart household in the basement. Don't worry though, in the post-production edits, you know I'm nice on the iMovie. I'm gonna cut out the background noise, but I'm gonna leave it in just for these first 10-15 seconds so you guys can just feel the breeze come in. Now today we're gonna be talking about the guy that I'm targeting in underdog best ball drafts. Sponsorship promo code in the works right now. Don't tell anybody about it, but I'm targeting this guy in the 10th, 11th round of drafts because he has that bell cow workhorse type profile and he's going cheap in these drafts. Now let's not waste any time. Let's get straight into the video. Let's go.
Thirsty, trying to choose. I know I'm pretty cool. My nitty bag.
Now, before we get into the video, make sure you go down below, subscribe, leave a like. If every single one of you guys out there subscribed and leave a like, we would be one of the biggest channels on YouTube. But for those of you guys out there that do subscribe, that do like every video, I appreciate every single one of you guys. Now today, we're going to be talking about AJ Dillon. He's my fourth highest drafted running back in underdog right now. If you guys don't know, I think I have like 150 plus underdog drafts completed at this point in time. I'm kind of a fiend over there for the underdog, for the best ball drafts. And I like having the skin in the game. So when I'm on the clock, when I'm making these decisions, I can then tell you guys what's going through my head. And with AJ Dillon, all I see is upside. And with these running backs, we want to target talent. And in the running back space of fantasy football, talent is, skill. You have the Christian McCaffreys of the world, but you also have the Derrick Henrys of the world. The guys that are just freaks of fucking nature. Same thing with Saquon Barkley. Guys that are just big, fast, strong. And that's what AJ Dillon is. Dillon only had 48 carries in 2020. So we're going to talk about his prospect profile a little bit here. This is supposed to be a dynasty video, but I was like, fuck it. I'm taking him a lot in underdog drafts. So we're going to talk about him in terms of redraft. So that's going to be my excuse to talk a little bit of prospect today. And when he came into the NFL, he looks like a carbon copy of Derrick Henry. He's out here 6 foot, 247, 96 percentile BMI. We are talking the thickest of thick boys. And just to put in perspective, AJ Dillon, 6 foot, 247. Derrick Henry, one of the biggest dogs in the NFL. He's 247, but he's 6'4". So we're talking all of that mass in Derrick Henry just compacted 4 more inches into just this wrecking ball, bowling ball. That is AJ Dillon. He's just a freak of nature. And then he goes out there, he gets second round draft capital. And now I will give a little bit of a disclaimer. When I'm thinking about these running back prospects, I'm looking for guys that are really good receivers in college. And I'm looking for guys that score really well in the yards created categories that Graham Barfield does. Those guys are the elite running backs. But when we're talking about freaks of nature like Derrick Henry wasn't a good receiver in college and he wasn't good in yards created. These guys win in a different way. And we're talking in the 10th round. You're not going to get your bulletproof prospects. That's not where you're going to find those guys. But when we talk about size, speed, second round draft capital, that's plenty of upside in these later rounds of the drafts. So now the thing about AJ Dillon is that he didn't do much in 2020. I think that's going to be used against him a lot. But man, when we look at his only start in 2020, remember, he was buried in a depth chart behind Aaron Jones, behind Jamal Williams, who for whatever reason, that coaching staff loved Jamal Williams for whatever reason. But there was this weird game where we're talking about like a COVID season. I think Jamal Williams might have been in protocol. Aaron Jones was very weird this game because he didn't play the first 2 quarters. Then he came in for the third and fourth quarter. I don't know why, but AJ Dillon found himself as the lead back in this game. And then his first ever start in the NFL, he goes out there and he rushes 21 times for 124 yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean, for a rookie, that's wild. Like, no one's coming out there first game where they're going to be a starting running back, second round draft pick, just goes out there and lights it up like that. For a rookie, that's wild. There's not a lot of guys that are going to come out here and just right away rush for 100 plus yards, gives you just a monster week like that. So that really shows what his upside is. And he was, like I said, he was buried on that depth chart. And on his limited touches in the other games that he had, he looked pretty good. He looked really good on a lot of these PFF efficiency metrics when we're looking at guys with over 40 carries. He was 11th in the NFL in offensive grade per PFF. So that's going to be a guy that's, he's not just a good runner. That offensive grade, the reason why I use offensive grade a lot of the times for running backs is because it takes the whole picture. It's going to be his pass blocking snaps. It's going to be every single one of his snaps. He graded out as a top 12 just running back from a pure football standpoint in terms of tape, which is really promising. He also led the league in elusive rating. So for a guy that doesn't have a lot of like natural wiggle, he broke a shit ton of tackles. Like it was like 133, something crazy like that. Led the league in elusive rate for guys with over 40 carries. I know it's a small sample, but this is a lot of promise here. And we're talking about a guy that can handle 20 carries a game, thrive, and then also in a small sample be super efficient. Like I said, they love Jamal Williams, but now Jamal Williams opens up 35 targets and 119 rush attempts, in the 14 games that he played. That's 11 touches per game. So A.J. Dillon was already earning 4 touches per game. 11 touches per game is now up for grab. He can easily get more touches per game, more touches, more volume. And now the thing that I know a lot of you guys out there are probably saying right now, screaming at the damn screen, Ron, are we going to talk about Aaron Jones? And I get that Aaron Jones is there, but the Packers, Matt LaFleur, I don't know who's making the decisions on how many times Aaron Jones is touching the ball per game, but they're not trying to use Aaron Jones as like a true bell cow workhorse types guy. And I love Aaron Jones, but he's only averaged 14.5 carries a game over the last 2 years. He's hovered around a 60% opportunity share, which is his percentage of targets and carries in that offense. They're not going to go out there and try and just feed him the rock. That's not Aaron Jones's game. He's going to win on efficiency, not volume. And I remember last year, if you owned Aaron Jones, you know this. If you're watching a game, there would be times where it's like fourth quarter, they're fucking down by 7, and Matt LaFleur has Jamal Williams out there for the whole damn drive. It makes no fucking sense, but that's just how he likes to play. And I think he's going to have the same kind of type of tendencies with A.J. Dillon, because now we're talking about 40% of the pie of the opportunity share is pretty much wide open for the taking. And we're not just talking between the 20s carries, which is going to be where A.J. Dillon thrives. We're talking goal line carries. Jamal Williams opens up 33.3% of Green Bay's carries inside the 5-yard line. So he's going to get a crack at the goal line. And if he can go in there and be efficient, they might lean towards him a little bit more on the goal line. Let him be that guy. Because could you imagine you're out there, you're Matt LaFleur, you're looking at A.J. Dillon, and then you're looking at Aaron Jones, and you're saying, okay, we need to punch it in there and get 2 yards. You're probably just like, if you just take a random guy off the street, he's probably like, okay, I'll take the bigger guy. That we could end up seeing him, take a little bit more of those goal line carries. And not only is he going to get those touchdown opportunities, Mike Clay has him projected for 10 plus touches per game. He has him at 11.6 touches per game. And Mike Clay is famously known as being really conservative with these young guys. So we're looking at like a floor here of 11.6 touches per game. So he'll have flex value. He's going to be efficient. We know that he's very efficient. He's going to make guys miss. He's going to earn more carries in this offense. I think he has standalone flex value with 11.6 touches. He's probably going to get 11, 12, 13, 14 touches per game. We're going to see him get some goal line work. He can find himself in matchups where you can start him in a game, and he's going to have plenty of boom weeks for best ball, which is where I really like to grab him. Pause. I don't like to grab him. You guys get what I'm saying here. So he has standalone flex value at around 12 touches per game. He's going to mix in on the goal line. And here's what I really like about his value. He has that trapdoor value. I love these kinds of running backs. Tony Pollard, A.J. Dillon. I don't know. Guys where if their first running back goes down, you are now looking at an RB1. A.J. Dillon, if Aaron Jones goes down, would be an RB1 in fantasy the minute that Aaron Jones goes down. So you're getting that ceiling already on top of his flex value. And I get that we have the Aaron Rodgers situation going on, but as we get to these later parts of the draft, like 10th, 11th round, A.J. Dillon's going as like the pick 116 right now. I'm not super concerned about Aaron Rodgers because we're just shooting for upside at that point, especially with these like builds I'm getting A.J. Dillon in where I'm trying to go, 0 RB. We're just going to shoot for upside. And here's the thing. The minute Aaron Rodgers comes back, literally the millisecond that Roto World blurb comes out, NBC Sports Edge, whatever the fuck it is, the minute that comes out, all of these Packers are going to shoot up. We're going to see Devontae Adams in the first round, Aaron Jones in the first round. And I guarantee if Aaron Rodgers comes back, and then on top of that, we're going to get the fucking buzz where A.J. Dillon, they're going to see his quads, they're going to see him being huge in training camp, they're going to see him, tearing it up, getting all this buzz. A.J. Dillon could easily be in that Damian Harris, Raheem Mostert, Trey Sermon type area going into the season in that like 7th and 8th round range. That is easily going to happen in August. So I'm grabbing all of that value right now, grabbing him in the 10th round all the time in best ball. And he just has that Derrick Henry build. He just needs to be unlocked. And I could easily see him, if we want to just talk about Dynasty for a quick second here, he could be that Derrick Henry where he's like behind it DeMarco Murray for his first 2-3 years, and then he like kind of emerges in year 3, year 4. So A.J. Dillon's a guy that I'm really excited for in Dynasty. I don't have him in a lot of places, but in redraft, I'm going to take that swing all the time in the double-digit rounds. Now, that is the video for today. Let me know who you guys are targeting in the 10th, 11th round, who your favorite like 0 RB candidates are. I'm finding a lot of A.J. Dillon. I'm finding a lot of Tony Pollard. And if I want to go for a little bit more of like a floor play, I'm liking Ronald Jones. I might even come out on like a video of like my favorite 0 RB targets. Let me know down below in the description or in the comments, like I said, what running back you're targeting. And also let me know, do you guys want to see like a 0 RB target video, something along those lines? I don't know. We're in like a weird part of the offseason right now where it's like we're kind of fading out of Dynasty, getting into redraft. I don't know if I should just go balls to the wall redraft or still kind of mix things in here and there. With that being said, as always, you can follow me at @runstore_ on Twitter. Also, at the bottom of the description, I have like a business email, not my business email, the bullshit email I made for my Twitch. If you want to go down there, if you're interested in like becoming a part of this channel and helping me out with editing, this summer I want to put out as much videos as I can, but it's tough to put out 5, 6, 7 videos if you have to edit all of them yourself. So if anybody out there wants to come out, help me out with editing, let me know. Just make that email or send to that email. I don't care. You don't have to be some like god pro at editing. Just somebody that is familiar with the software, wants to get involved with this channel. Let me know, man. Follow me at Ron_ on Twitter. Join the Discord in the description. That's where we got, grade my trade shit going on. We got a lot of cool stuff going in there. That's where we're kind of housing this community. Expect a LaVisca Chenault video coming out in the next couple days. I think we're going to be live tomorrow for like a Dynasty Q&A kind of thing going on. Expect a lot of content over these next 10, 14 days. This next month, I want to kick things into high gear. We got the AC, we got the fucking setup, we got the camera. There is no more excuses. Let's get rolling this summer, boys. I'll see you guys in the next one.
City on the come up, shot that nigga Sosa, shot my nigga Fat Trail, shot my nigga Joseph, playing Buenos Aires while they sleep in Buenos Noches. Wonder if I wrote this, cause it's